Imagine yourself walking down the narrow streets of Palermo, Sicily. It's late at night. The air is heavy with silence, broken only by whispers. Whispers about a secret brotherhood, one that has shaped Italian history for centuries. A brotherhood known as Cosa Nostra, the Sicilian Mafia. Movies like The Godfather or Goodfellas have turned the mafia into a pop culture phenomenon. But behind the glamour and cinema magic lies a brutal reality. Today we'll explore what you must know if you ever thought about joining Cosa Nostra. Not as a guide or encouragement, but as a warning. Because once you enter, there is no way back. The phrase Cosa Nostra means our thing. Its origins go back to the 1800s in Sicily. At first, it wasn't the ruthless criminal empire we know today. It began as secret societies of farmers and locals who wanted protection from landlords and corrupt governments. But power changes everything. Over time, these groups transformed into a parallel authority, one that collected money, punished enemies, and provided justice in their own way. By the late 19th and early 20th century, Cosa Nostra had become a force stronger than police, politicians, or even the church. To join such an organization, you have to understand, this is not a simple gang. It is a shadow government, with its own laws, courts, and punishments. The first and most important rule, omerta. Omerta is the code of silence. You never speak to outsiders about the mafia. Not to the police, not to journalists, not even to family. Silence is survival. If you break omerta, the punishment is death, not just for you, but often for your loved ones as well. This is why loyalty is everything. Before you are even considered for membership, you must prove for years that you can be trusted. Joining Cosa Nostra is not like signing a contract. It's a sacred ritual. When the bosses decide you're ready, you are brought into a room with senior members. They prick your finger so a drop of blood falls onto a holy card with the image of a saint. Then they light the card on fire. As the flames consume it, you swear an oath. If I betray, may I burn like this saint. From that moment, you no longer belong to yourself. You belong to Cosa Nostra, and there is no way out. Cosa Nostra is highly organized. Think of it as a pyramid. At the top is the boss, the ultimate authority. Beneath him is the underboss, his right hand. Then come the capos, who control crews in different territories. Finally, there are the soldiers, the men who carry out orders. And below all of them are associates, outsiders who work with the mafia but aren't sworn members. To move from associate to soldier takes years of proving yourself with silence, obedience, and often blood. So what do you gain by joining Cosa Nostra? Protection, money, influence, and a sense of family. but the price is higher than most can imagine. Your freedom? Gone. Your family? Always at risk. Your life? Never truly yours again. Every decision, every movement, every dollar you earn belongs not to you, but to our thing. And if you ever disobey, betrayal is punished in the harshest possible way. Cosa Nostra is not limited to Sicily. When millions of Italians migrated to the United States in the late 19th century, the Mafia came with them. In New York, Chicago, and beyond, they built empires in gambling, bootlegging during Prohibition, construction, and drug trafficking. By the mid-20th century, the American branch of Cosa Nostra, often called the Italian-American Mafia, had become one of the most powerful criminal organizations in the world. Names like Lucky Luciano, Al Capone, and Carlo Gambino became legends. But behind those legends were wars, betrayals, and countless murders. Today, Cosa Nostra is not what it once was. Italian authorities, especially prosecutors like Giovanni Falcone and Borsellino, struck heavy blows to the Mafia in the 1980s and 1990s. Thousands of arrests weakened their power, but the organization is not dead. It has adapted. Instead of flashy violence, modern Cosa Nostra prefers silence. They infiltrate businesses, politics, construction, and international trade. They are harder to see, but still present. If it's so dangerous, why would anyone join? The answer is complex. For many, it's poverty. Growing up in a broken neighborhood, the Mafia offers what the state doesn't: money, power, and respect. For others, it's about family. Some are born into Mafia bloodlines and have no choice. And for a few, it's the illusion of glory shaped by movies and myths. But the truth is darker. Once you enter, you don't become free, you become trapped. So what must you know if you want to join Cosa Nostra? You must know that you're not choosing a career, you're choosing a sentence where your loyalty is tested every day, where trust is rare, and where betrayal is answered with blood. Hollywood shows the glamour, the suits, the expensive cars, but the reality is a life lived in shadows, constantly looking over your shoulder. And the final reward? For most, it's prison or an early grave. Cosa Nostra is one of the most powerful legends in history. But legends are built on pain, fear, and control. Before you ever admire the myth of the Mafia, remember, behind every story of power and wealth lies a trail of suffering. This is not a path to freedom. It's a path to chains. Chains made not of iron, but of silence, blood, and fear. So if you ever ask yourself, what does it take to join Cosa Nostra? The answer is simple: everything. Your freedom, your family, and your life.